Okay, everybody, it is me, Gregory Mannarino, yet again, back from my post-market wrap-up on this, well, of course, lovely Thursday, May 20th, 2021. People, where to start? Honestly, where to start? None of my work is ever scripted. I literally sit here and talk. Well, except for this. I do write things on my little notepad. It's yellow now. But we have a lot to talk about here. Let's start off with the market. Okay, so the stock market, which is literally the biggest charade in the history of the world. A lot of you think cryptocurrencies are the biggest charade in the history of the world. No, it's the market itself. Everything, nothing makes sense, and nothing again is what it seems. So no one out here can point their finger at any one particular asset class and say, "Oh, that one's real and that one's fake." Duh. No, you can't do that because it's all just a twisted thing from hell. Honestly, that's what it is. So what happened today? We found out another 444,000 people applied for first-time unemployment benefits last week. That's abysmal. And we find out yet again that factory activity is cratering here in the United States with our trade deficit hyper-ballooning. But that doesn't matter because the stock market put on nice gains today. Gains across the board for the major indices, which were muted because of what happened to crude oil. Crude oil in the last 2 days lost over 5%. And I know you know why. Yesterday, there were talks that Israel and Hamas were about to cease fire. Actually, it was a couple of days ago. Well, apparently Egypt intervened here yesterday. They got to talking. Crude oil fell like 3%. Now today, they have agreed to a ceasefire, and crude fell another 2.25%. Just lovely. Look, I'm happy that that's over for now. But if you don't believe that something else is about to occur, you have no idea what's going on here. Whenever crude oil falls, they pull off something like this. It's just a phone call away. That's all it is, okay? So with crude oil now at like $61 a barrel, did you see what happens like on a day like today? When crude falls like 5% in 2 days, you get pressure on the energy sector, pressure on the financial sector, and that holds back the entire market. If crude oil would bid higher, this 183 points, I think, for the Dow, would have been twice that, 3 times that. But crude oil here again fell under pressure yesterday and today. And you know the reasons why. I just told you. Now, it's interesting. You won't hear this on Bloomberg, CNBC, Fox Business. You're not supposed to know the fact that crude oil is the lifeblood of this entire market. That crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex, the New World Order, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing. Okay? And again, nothing is what it seems. So with this twisted market, again, putting on gains despite the fact that we have not had a single piece of real good economic news in years. Years. Okay? And it's not going to stop with the Fed doing what they're doing right now. Let's talk about a few more assets because I want to touch on the Fed a little bit here. Cryptocurrencies doing well yet again, making a nice turnaround, including Dash. Okay. 10-year yield stable. The dollar took a hit today. Now the Dixie, the dollar index, is now under 90, and it's going much, much lower, people. Much, much lower. Maybe we'll touch on that a little bit. The Federal Reserve continues to float out warnings, I guess, if you want to call it that, regarding their digital dollar. A digital dollar is coming. And I want to explain something else to you in case you don't know. And I think most of you probably don't know. But all of the world's central banks are moving to a 100% digital, fiat, backed by nothing currency. All of them. So this is not just the Federal Reserve. Every single central bank around the world is going to be making the same moves at around the same time. They want to monitor every single transaction that you make. You stop at a street corner, there's some poor homeless guy over there, you won't even be able to give him $1 anymore out of your pocket. It's not going to be there. Those dollars that you have now that you can pull out of your wallet, they're going away. They're going to be relics that you can stick on your wall. That's what they're going to be, because they're not going to be used anymore. So the Fed is in the final stage of their digital dollar. Now, I believe before the digital dollar comes out, we're going to see the current dollar fall much harder, much, much harder. Again, they're not going to do it without a crisis, and they're already developing this crisis. We're seeing it around us. What am I talking about? Inflation. Prices going up all over the place here. Materials costs going through the roof here. Import costs going through the roof. I don't have to tell you, but this is going to get worse because they need an outcry. They need a public outcry so that people will accept it. They're going to create a problem. They're going to engineer it, wait for the public outcry, and then here's the solution. They already have it. The Federal Reserve has already had a digital dollar, 100% fiat, backed by nothing, ready to roll out for a long time. Okay, long time. They can, tell you that they're tossing the idea around. No, they've made up their mind a very long time ago. It's all about control. And again, remember what I'm telling you. This is not just the Fed. This is world central banks, hundreds of them all over the world. They're going to do the same things at around the same time. That's just the way how this is going to play out. All right, so I already spoke about the market. I told you about cryptocurrencies. Let's talk about gold and silver. Gold and silver fell under pressure today, but people, I want you to keep this in mind. In the last month alone, gold has put on 6%. Silver has put on 8%. I told you what's going on here, all right? You got hedge funds in here buying the ETFs, the exchange-traded funds. You understand? This is remarkably positive. Again, when I heard about this, I kind of said, hold on a second here. It's possible that JP Morgan, the biggest rigger in the history of the world, may be backing off on their manipulation of metals, because I can't imagine hedge funds who have insane amounts of cash to throw at anything they want to would be investing in the ETF. That's the truth, number one, but they are in light of the fact that JP Morgan rigs it. So that says something to me. And like I have explained lately, people, I want to cover this just one more time, and I'm going to ask you to do it if you haven't done it yet. Look up the Dow gold ratio. It's at 18. What that tells me, and should tell you, is gold is a screaming buy. And being that the silver gold ratio is 66, something like that, I mean, that just tells you how undervalued physical silver actually is. You understand? Now look, you know how I operate. I look for opportunities everywhere, every day, every freaking day, and I think the opportunity here with regard to precious metals it's astronomical. It's really the truth. Anyway, so I hope you're at least doing that, okay? Again, like I talked about this morning, cryptocurrencies are not for everybody. Trading options are not for everybody, okay? But for those of you that want to bet against the debt, become your own central bank. That's how you do it. Take advantage of the Dow gold ratio and the silver gold ratio. Now let me talk about a few things here. This is kind of lovely here. So I already talked about the abysmal economic news. And people, this is very sad because this is real people. Excuse me, real people here. They're not just a statistic. These are real people. Another 444,000 people. It's an unbelievable number. Applying for new unemployment benefits. It's crazy. I already talked about the slowing activity here with regard to factories. It's only going to get worse. There is no doubt about it. And then again, and this is really sad to me, okay? This bothers me, and I'm going to bring it up again because I think it was Bloomberg, again, was talking about it. U.S. citizens are defaulting on their debt at an alarming rate. What else would you expect? The middle class is going away. They're becoming extinct. These people have buried themselves in debt beyond their eyeballs. Stimulus checks ain't helping them. They're going away. So if you're a member of the middle class, you're under attack here. The big story, I guess, today, and which started yesterday, is the crude oil issue falling 5% because of the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. And I already spoke about the Fed digital dollar. People, get ready for it. All right, I've been explaining to you, and it's in our face, a whole new set of rules. A whole new game is being played, and you and I are going to change with it, okay? Whatever they throw at us, it doesn't matter. We are always going to stay ahead of them because we know what they're going to do before they do it. How many times have I told you that? And it's been true year after freaking year. And again, I will never let you down. I never will. I never will. And I will always suggest to you what I think would be good things to invest in, put your money to work at, and then it's up to you to act. Like I said, if crypto is not for you, that's fine. If options are not for you, that's fine too. But you at least should be betting against the hyper bubble in debt and becoming your own central bank by holding hard assets. All right, and you know what I'm referring to. Physical gold, physical silver. Okay, so your homework assignment, again, is to look up the Dow gold ratio. See what it means. Look up the gold-silver ratio, and you will understand what I'm telling you is true. And it's not just me saying this. Make up your own mind. But again, I always like to look back on history to tell us where we're going, and it works 99% of the time. So again, do a little research on your own, figure these things out. If it makes sense to you, then that's what you should be doing, because again, this digital dollar to me is coming, and I think very strongly that they're going to engineer this crisis. We're already in one. Okay, they're going to make it get worse first. Wait for the public outcry. Here we go. We have a solution for you. All about control, people. All about control. This guy here loves you a lot. Please share the video. Please give me a thumbs up if you like my work. I appreciate that. And I will see all of you tomorrow.